Now I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. I've created one linear element that represents a string, and now I could create another linear element that, say, comes straight on down here to go into the middle of our little tube here. And that might be in the... Okay, that looks good. And this, I think, is a circular element. Is it? No, it's not. Is this? Could we make that on... No, that's on surface. Do this one. We could say on surface. I'm wondering if there's an easy way to put this dead in the middle of that. But it looks like, you know what? It doesn't have to be exact. I'm just going to take that, put it down in here so it's kind of buried down inside there. We're never going to see that. And then I'm just going to fix that point. Just lock it. Just arbitrarily lock the position. The reason I'm going to arbitrarily lock that is because we just don't want these things to accidentally move around. So I'm going to do the same exact thing over here. Let's take a linear element starting at this end point of our line. If I can find it. It's a little hard to see, isn't it? There we go. Grab this point. And we just want to come down to this first tuning peg. And we're going to wrap around the tuning peg once. Let's just click right there. I don't know where that is in space. This is the weird thing about working with 3D sketches. It gets really, really tricky to figure out where you're actually dragging your mouse because things are moving in funny directions. All right, let's move this down because we want to wrap around the peg once before we go through the hole. And then look down from the top and make sure we're nice and close to this peg. That is good with me. So once again, let's just fix this in place so we don't accidentally move it. Alright, so now let's throw a spline in this guy. It's going to represent the cable wrapping around. And when I start this, take a look at that. You see the red X there, that red X and Y axis? That's telling me that I'm sketching vertically. To change that, I can hit the Tab key, and you'll see that it changes that, flips it around. And the one that I want is this one, so that we're drawing on the, looks like the X and Y axes. That'll make life a little easier for us as we work our way around here. So you can see that we're working more or less horizontally, which should be good for us. Come straight on through here, and make sure that we come straight on out the back. That looks good. And that we accidentally made coincident. Just delete that. Now this kind of thing gets real messy. So just be prepared. It's going to be messy. Take this and make it tangent. And then from here, we're just eyeballing it. So I'm going to select this control vertice, or control vertex, I should say. Just move it on up. Just pulling these around until I think we have the right shape. And this is all just good old-fashioned eyeball work to get this into place. Alright, so that's not too bad, right? So we can escape that, and we've got our spline in place. And that is pretty good, and it is tangent with the rest of our curve. That is pretty happening. I'm good with that. Now we want to do the same thing down here at the bottom. We need to create the knot. But fortunately, we don't actually have to do a real knot here. You know, this is fake. This is all just visual stuff. So I'm going to use this as a starting point, just as a reference in space. Hit my Tab key, so I'm working on the YZ axis here. And then just start working my way around. And as you can see that nasty, crazy thing that's happening with my spline, well, that is because of the stupid control vertex, or the interpolated spline type that they force you to use in SOLIDWORKS. Boy, do I wish we had a true control vertex spline. If we got any SOLIDWORKS folks listening, please, pretty please. Real spline would be nice. Make this a lot easier. And obviously this is off. There we go. And just rotate around here. Let's pull this way on over. Way on over here. Looks like we don't have quite enough points to work with. Quick way to add more points, just rotate one of these guys. That'll give you some more points to work with. There we go. Just need to come right back around in here. And you know what? That works for me. As far as I'm concerned, visually, that's all I need to see. You know, really, the spline would come around and kind of twist around itself because you'd knot it on there. You know, you'd tie it on. But for heaven's sake, let's just try to keep this simple. This is already complex enough. All right, let's make some geometry.